sounds here for everyone. Okay, so today's session is going to be, I think, a little bit longer than 1 hour because we have a special interview today, a special guest, and it's going to be so exciting to hear her story. Maria, she's here with us today. Did you do the homework yesterday? Did you do that? Did you put the information into action? Maybe you can share it in the chat box. If no, then please do so. It's really important that you implement the information so you're not just sitting here and, gathering, taking notes. You just do take action as well. All right? Okay, you didn't do the Facebook group. Okay. Then the giveaway raffle, you still have a chance to win a one-on-one with me, a full hour. So if you want to participate and take advantage, then you post it in the Facebook group. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's scary, but you challenge yourself. All right. Okay. So, I often get asked a question. And it has to do with us women who are burnout. So the question is, what about women who are burnout from work? Okay. And I just want to bring up this question because it's important to understand that what is the difference between the state of mind and being burnout? Okay. And every time I hear this, I feel it in my bones, to be honest with you, because I used to be that woman to completely burn out. And, I was running for coffee and deadlines and always pushing through and always in the on mode. And yet I felt empty. I felt, unfulfilled. And I remember waking up some mornings and thinking, I can't continue doing this. I mean, this isn't sustainable. But I kept going. I kept doing more of the same because that's what we're taught, right? We're taught to keep going, hold it together, be strong, And burnout isn't just about working too much. It's a state of being. And same goes for stress, anxiety. And I know it might sound strange, but just think about it. I want you to think about it. Stress isn't something that you have. It's something you do. Right? And the same thing goes with worry, overwhelm. It's a pattern reaction that gets repeated over and over and over again until it starts to feel like who you are. Well, I am a worried person. I am always tired. I am overwhelmed. I am stressed. And that's exactly what happened to me. And I was stuck in this loop, and not because I was weak. No, because I didn't know that there was another way. But once I understood this, everything changed. Everything changed. And I stopped managing the symptoms and I started changing the pattern. And this is exactly what I do. I mean, I teach other women how to do the same. So in our space, in our community, anxiety is often the first thing to let go of, not because we fix it. No, because we no longer feed it. Do you see the difference? Because when you're no longer anxious about the future, oh, how I'm worried about the future, I don't have enough money, I don't know how it's going to go, blah, 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 blah. Then if you're not worried, then what are you? You are at peace. You are grounded. You know. And that's the goal, to move from uncertainty to knowing. If you knew things were working out, if you knew or you trusted yourself deeply, you wouldn't feel anxious about the future. You would feel certain, you would feel calm, you would feel confident. And that version of you is already inside of you. She's in there. She's just being buried under all the noise, the pressure, the patterns. But I promise you, once you meet her, you'll never go back. You'll become best friends. So this is exactly what I do. So I would love, before we're starting to this session about the identity shift, I would love to bring on my beloved Farhia. And she's one of my clients actually, and she started working with me was it in January or February? February. Okay. So you can unmute yourself again and bring yourself on stage. I will do like this.
Hi.
Hi.
It was in February, I think.
It was in
February.
February. Yes.
It was just
So
when my son moved into his apartment. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. So Farhia, I mean, the reason that I want you to share your story is because me personally, you blown me away. In this short period that we have been working together, you have made some dramatical changes, just not the way you are, your identity, you think, your energy, but the results in your life as well. Because once you change the inside, the outside world, the 3D physical world changes. So I just would love to know, or for you to share with us, where were you when we first met in the beginning? Was it in January? What is it? It was in January, I remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
In January, you had this web class, I think, Being Her or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what got me there. Well, being her, I just saw myself there, like, and I thought I have to I have to participate.
Yeah.
So I signed in your web class, and I didn't watch it live because
Yeah.
I was at the work, and then like it was there. Then at that time, I always made excuses to not to do things, doing something else instead of what was important. Then you called me, and I remember feeling, oh, not her. It was just too much.
Yeah.
Then I called you back, and we talked a little, and you told me what was about, what you do, what I can learn, and everything. And then I had my answer, my yes, powerful answer I had then. I have to wait. I have to think about it.
Yeah.
So you gave me time, 24 hours, I think. You
Yeah.
called me the day after, and then we sat and talked and talked and talked. And then you asked me, "Do you want to change?" I, my whole body just screamed, "Yes!" And I said, "Yes." And then after a few seconds, "But how?" It was the how. And you told me, don't think about the how. Just, do you want to change? Only that answer. Answer only that question.
Yeah.
And I said yes. So we made the decision. Yes. And we started. When I got all the information, all the material we
Yes.
use, I I listened to it, and it all make a lot of sense, but I still didn't understand how it was supposed to change me, how it was supposed to change my mindset. So I listened and listened, and with time, I understood that repetition, what you tell yourself, what you do, everything just melts together.
Mm.
And I started thinking differently about everything. At that time, I was really down. I was at the bottom. And I started to think, what can I do to change? What can I do to change this situation and this situation? So I started with my economy. I took a loan. I collected all my little loans in that loan. So I have more money in the end of the month. And that was the first step. Uh,
And
then
then just that something else as well, because you had tried to solve your financials before, and you got denied.
it was the same procedure, and I was denied. Yes.
Yeah.
Then I thought, what the heck? I'll try again.
Yeah.
And then when I tried, I thought differently, because when I applied, I was thinking, it's no problem. I'm gonna get it. And this was in my mind, that
Yeah.
positive thinking. And I remember I wrote to you, I got it, I got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was the first step. But before that, something happened. You do remember when I wrote to you, money in my bank account? I still don't know where
Yes.
did it came from. And I
Yes.
just asked, how can it be? What is this? And I told me, magic.
Yes.
It was magic. I don't know where they came from.
Yeah.
Then as the day went by, I tried to go and to do all these things, writing my journal, and keep going, and planning what to do, and really doing what I planned, because I did it many times before, and I didn't do it. I
Yeah.
just sat and planned everything, and then
You
I
procrastinate.
don't have the
Keep.
time. I
Yeah.
don't want to. So now I'm doing what I'm planning to do, and this is the first step, I think, to really make yourself do those things until it feels natural. And this is same thing with my business. I started my business, and it wasn't going anywhere. I am not there where I want to be, but I see many steps, many things that happening that didn't happen before. Like a few weeks ago, I released my ad, and before I never got any leads. I just had ads, no leads. And now I have 5 to 10 leads a day. Yesterday I had 2 business calls with 2 ladies. So I mean, this
Things are
wasn't happening
happening.
before.
Yeah.
This wasn't happening before, but
Yeah.
now I think when I want to do something, I think that is already done. It's
Yes.
done. It's just, why not? Why not? I have been thinking a lot when I do something. Why not? Why can't I? What has this or that one woman that I don't? So a lot of mindset.
Mm.
It's better if you ask me. I don't know.
Yeah, no, no. This is so because you have been running your business it's for a year, and you never
Yes.
got leads, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, and not all of a sudden, but since you have started making some changes in the way who you are, because this is something that we're talking about, the your identity. Who do you want to become? Who is she?
Mm.
Who well, she wants this freedom, she wants to run a business, successful entrepreneur. Okay, then you need to step up and become her and take it, because this is something that I hear you to say, is that you are taking decisions from the next level of you, and you are taking action. This is exactly how you're supposed to do, because just sitting and thinking of the end results, not much is going to happen. But you are taking decisions from the end that I have this already. It's already done. I'm certain. How? I have no clue. Because when you are detached from the how and you only put your energy on the what is it that I want, things start to happen very quickly. And I am so proud of you for here. I honestly am, because I know where you were when I first talked to you. You were definitely in the bottom,
Yes.
and you were stuck in this loop of lack, and everything what didn't go as you wanted, and you were frustrated. And I can feel that, because I was in the same situation. So this is this is a proof when you start doing the work internally, you are becoming, and I mean, this is just scrapping the surface. So you're not done. You're just begun, to be honest. So I'm so eager to see what you have to show us in the future. But when you do the work internally, that is when you change the outside world.
You remember when I told you also that I could I could see myself there, but I couldn't feel it.
Yes.
And with this training, I started feeling. Now I feel everything. Now it's just, why am I here still? I should be there.
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
feels it feels in my bones
Yeah.
that it is where I'm supposed to be.
Wonderful. I love this. I don't know about you, Lady, but because this is just one person, and we have a lot of other success stories. And tomorrow you're going to hear Emma as well. She's sharing her success story. But this is what I want you to hear, that not me just talking, but yes, but here she's a client, she's a current client, and she's doing the work. And it's a 6 months program, is thinking into business result that she has signed up to. Another thing that I want you to share with us before I let you go is, how was it to make that decision to invest in yourself? And I know that you told me at least 100 times that I don't have the money.
That was I think I want to share with you next. It was scary. It was scary, and I was, what if I what if I can't do this? What if I just what if I can't pay? This is a problem. This is what I thought all the I don't have.
Mm.
And when you told me decision first later, and it really was that I made the decision, and in 2 weeks, I think 2 weeks, three
Yes. Yes.
in three
Oh,
weeks I
yeah.
had paid 60% of the amount of money that I needed to pay,
Yes.
and that was what happened. I couldn't understand myself, but it is really true. Once you make the decision, everything's fall into
Into
place.
place.
Every
Yeah.
piece falls into place.
Yeah.
So everyone who want to make this step, don't hesitate. I really didn't hesitate, and I did it. And in just almost 2 months, I am way, way, way beyond where I have been. So really, really do it. Just do it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Maria, for sharing your story.
Thank
Thank you so much. And if you have any question for us, just you can put it in the chat box, and then we can, by the end of this session, we can answer them as well. But I hope that you have heard the key words here, which we were talking about yesterday about the money mindset, which all starts with a decision. And decision and the need. You have a need for the money, because she took a decision that I want to invest that money in myself. So she had a need and she knew where to put that money. And 2 weeks later, the universe sent her exactly what she needed, and she invested in herself. You see? So there's a decision, there's a need. You knew exactly where to put that money, and just sitting here and said, I need more money. Well, you don't know what to do with them. That's not going to work. You need to know what you are going to do with the money. And this is so, so beautiful. Thank you, Farhia, so much. Thank you so much.
you.
Thank you. Okay, so I hope that what you're feeling from me is the understanding that decision to change your identity, in the way which you see you, how you think of me, how you think of yourself. What do I think I am? It lies within you. Okay, it's your personal responsibility, and it would be your responsibility for you to change it. And not only for yourself, but for everybody else in your life. I mean, Farhia, she's changing and she has, she has a family. So when she changes, everything is going to change. And the
But to do
embodiment,
the work.
yeah, you have to do the work. Absolutely. So, embodiment of the new version of the identity, being the elevated version or the advanced or best of yourself version, that is a decision that you must make. And you can make decisions every day, every moment, every single way to change yourself, to change. Because every act is an act of self definition. So, self defined means, oh, an opportunity to prove what I say about me. Okay. So have you made a decision to change yourself? I believe so, because otherwise you wouldn't be here listening to me and signing up for a masterclass called Identity Shift if you don't want to change. So you ask yourself, am I going to continue to prove that I'm weak, that I'm scared, that I'm afraid? Or am I going to continue to prove that I'm empowered, that I'm fearless, that I'm bold, daring? And that is what I'm going to decide to be. So you get to decide who you want to be. And this is something that I have in all my courses, focusing on the identity embodiment. And about practice being it. It's about practice being bold today. If you want to be bold today, or if you want to be bold, okay, if you want to be confident, then you need to practice being confident today. You take action. If you want to be loved, then you need to practice being loved today. You see? So when I practice it, I'm becoming better at it. I'm becoming more efficient at it. That's what Faria said, on repeat. You do it on repeat. And it becomes more natural. And I'm actually doing it. I'm actually being it. And I'm not pretending. That's what embodiment means, that you embody identity. So you all came here to live differently, I'm pretty sure. So the goal of every single one of my trainings is not for you to be entertained, okay? It's not for you to gather information, but it's for you to be transformed. So the goal here is to help you with that process over the next couple of days, today and tomorrow. So you are here live, or if you're watching the replay, it's not by coincidence and it's not by accident. Everything happens in divine alignment and purpose for your greater good. So there's something within you that has called this into your experience. Seeing the post on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or someone inviting you, it's not by accident. You created that. Process of manifestation. So when you have this deep longing, yearning for more greatness in your life, when you want more, when you desire more, love yourself more, to be proud of yourself more, to have more money, to be more successful, to become an elevated version of yourself, it's no coincidence then that you see a training come popping up, an ad. That's exactly what happened with Farhia. Before she run her business for a year, nothing happened. She had her ads, no leads, and now she has changed. All of a sudden, people see her ads and she has leads.
And by the way, it is the same ad I had before.
You see?
Nothing changes there.
You see?
I think just the change
Within you.
inside.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. So the ads are the same, the strategy is the same, but you
Exactly
are
the
not the
same.
same. But you are not the same. So you literally brought this into your experience for you to manifest what you desire, and you are powerful. And I want you to see that the power behind every action that you do and every step that you take in your life. So it's no coincidence. You manifested this like I manifested this. And here we are manifesting together, having some fun.
And I learned
Okay.
that patience. You
Yes.
have to have patience. Everything can't happen. Uh,
Overnight. Exactly.
exactly.
That's true.
Just trust the process.
Yeah. So identity shifting has been one of the biggest and most powerful things that I have ever done to change my life. And isn't about writing some things down that, this is how I want to be. And it's not about that, It's not about just visualizing some small things and that I want to manifest into my life. It's more than that. It's about creating a shift in my identity to then create a shift in my outside world. But the ego will ask some questions. The ego wants to know, what is it in for me? Why would I even bother becoming an elevated version of me? Why would I even bother changing the belief system that are so deeply rooted in the subconscious mind? Why would I try to see myself in a new light? Why would I journal? Why would I study? What's the reason of all this? The ego wants to know why. So for me, I connected the why to a greater purpose outside of myself. That's the reason of why I have a greater purpose. I want to do this. I want to become this. That's my why. And that's exactly what I tell my ego. You want to know my why? This is my why. So go back, sleep. So allowing myself to be fulfilled, to be happier than I've ever been in my life, to feel levels of gratitude that I never thought would ever happen, to be able to be at peace, to be able to be so inspired, empowered, and in love with myself, with this woman. How many of you are in love with yourself? How many of you love yourself?
I'm starting to.
Good. Because when you do, for me, this allows me to teach all of you how to do that. Because we will express based on what we think we are. So if I don't think that I'm worthy, and I don't think that I'm good enough, and I think that I'm less than, and I'm broken, am I going to help any of you from that state of mind? No. So I don't want you to feel indifferent. I want you to feel so lit up and excited about who you are and that you are so proud and you wouldn't want to be anyone else. Okay. So I'm going to take you through a journey of identity shifting. And I love the word shift because it sounds so light. Because it's like a quick little shift. If I try to tell you that we're going to rewrite the whole entire story, create this entire new existence, your ego, your subconscious mind is going to be like, what? Thank you, but no thank you. That's too much. That's too hard. We can't do that. So let's say shift. Easy, light. And this journey of identity shifting is going to be a lifelong thing for you if you decided to, that's going to be the case. And it's beautiful. And we do change our entire lives. Okay. Because we fight to stay the same. We try to keep our outside circumstances the same. We will stay at the same job. We will stay in the same house. We will stay, have the same friends. We will even keep some of the clothes that we had for the last decade, for years. But the key is that you're always going to shift and change. And we want to make sure that we're doing it intentionally. And we really want to make sure that we're shifting for the right reasons so that we can make our outside world shift with us. Because everything is a reflection. So as I become better, my outside world will become better. And with outside world, I'm not talking about just your private life. I'm talking about your business, your career, your relationships. Everything will change. Okay? So identity isn't something that has been given to you by someone else. It's created from within. It's a decision to see yourself in a certain way. Decision to be a successful entrepreneur who earns millions. A decision to be a CEO at a, I don't know, multi-million company. It's a decision. And it's not just about loving yourself so that you're like, oh, okay, I'm great. I love myself. Life is good. No, 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 no. We want to go further than that. I want you to love yourself so much that you start to change the world. To love yourself so much that your business starts to go crazy. To love yourself so much that your bank account starts to grow. Your relationship starts to flourish and thrive. That's how much I want you to love yourself. And I want you to be able to have those experiences by understanding that they come from you. It's about you becoming the best version of yourself and getting access to the best that the world has to offer you. Because a lot of times I've talked to women and they say, well, I mean, I was born, raised this way. I have this, it's difficult to do something different. It's difficult to be someone else. How can I do this? How can I? That is just being a victim. You are in charge. No matter what the outside circumstances, outside world tell you, if you decide that I am not that, I am this, then you are going to be this. And you must give the world the best first to be able to get that back. That's so, so important. So if you believe that you're bad, you're wrong, and you are broken, and you are a problem that needs fixing, there's a feeling there, isn't it? There's this feeling that shows up, that pops up. So I want you to see that who you think you are today feels in a certain way, right? How does it feel to be you today? And whatever that feels like is your point of attraction. So your magnet will attract to you based on that feeling. So for example, myself, so out then that version of myself some years ago, she would attract other people, friends in her life who also were stuck and overwhelmed. And she would attract experiences very similar to hers that she didn't like. Because guess what? That's what I was asking for. That is the vibration, the energy I was sending out. Not that I wanted it, but I was asking for it because it was based on who I was being. So the old me, 2020, 2021, I believed I was broken. I believed that I wasn't successful yet, which means I believed that I was unsuccessful. I didn't believe that I was good enough. In fact, I believed that I was less than others. Even though I kicked ass in my job, I was one of the best, but still, I felt limited. I felt restricted. And I didn't feel like I could find a solution. And then I had this feeling that showed up for me so, so many times. I was meant for more. There's more there. I want to do more. I want to be more. I want to have more. But I didn't know how. So what I can see now and observe is that I didn't know how because I was putting the how on actions that I needed to take. So I was like, what actions can I take today that are going to make me a better version? What actions can I take today to measure up, to be worthy? What actions can I take today to, lose some weight? And then when I fix this, then I will achieve. Then I will become successful. Then I will become happy. So I was seeking validation from the outside world of me and not from the inside of me. The world, it is what it is, right? Remember yesterday, you're looking at the sunset, you're looking at the beach, and you say, oh, the beach is so beautiful, but the beach is just the beach, right? So the world, it is what it is. But the work is in here. So if you see yourself in a certain way and you think that you need to be fixed, whether you think that you're not beautiful, that you are, I don't know, you think maybe you are oversized, you don't think that you don't have the right background, the right name, skin color, education, all that doesn't mean nothing related to health, wealth, success, confidence, imprint in the world. It doesn't make a difference. See? So I do believe now that I am beautiful. I do believe that I am powerful. I believe that I am strong. Because your identity, if you're running your business and you have great plans or you want to start a business, if you want to start a business, because the identity of someone running a business is completely different from someone who is employed. The mindset is completely different. So you need to become that version. You need to embody that identity. And if you are planning to, or if you want to grow your business, then you need to know how much, what is it, what is the next goal for you? Just sitting and say that I want to grow my business, what does it mean? Do you want 10 new clients, 5 new clients, 100 new clients? So you need to be specific. And you need to ask yourself, how does she show up? How does she act? How does she think? What kind of decisions does she take? And then start act like her. And be a driven woman. I believe that I'm probably the most driven woman you'll ever meet. I mean, to be honest with you, I used to be a little ashamed of that because it could scare out some people. But I love being a driven woman. And I think it's a superpower that's within us. But it has been like hush hushed. You are not allowed. I'm never going to give up. I'm going to persist until. And the more driven I am, the more I go after that drive towards my dreams and goals. So I'm giving you permission to do it as well. Be driven and be proud. And there are levels of being driven. So if you're somebody who is driven and motivated and you're telling me I am motivated, I am driven, I can assure you this, what you see now, there's so much more. There's so much more. You have that superpower. It's a strength. It's the dreams that change the world. It's not the ones that are too scared to do anything, the ones that don't think they can make a difference. The ones that think they're not good enough. The ones that are sitting at home too afraid to do anything, to show up. No, it is the dreamers that are changing the world, who have big visions, big dreams. It's the ones that are bold, daring. They are just going out there and doing it. So why can't we be one of them? What is holding you back? What is holding me back? This is holding me back. There's nothing else that is holding me back. And if you're somebody that's sitting at home and you know feels scared to go outside and feeling weak and feeling less than, is feeling inferior, that's a lie. That's a lie. Because there's a version in there within you that is so powerful. Because you are made of energy. Every cell of your body are made of energy. You're so magnetic, so strong, so bold. And there's a light within you that shines too bright that it will literally screw up technology. So if you let it shine, it will be so bright that you, when you walk into a room, and people will be like, oh gosh, I want to be close to her. I want to spend my time with her. I want to hang out with her. I want to, you know, have a drink with her, whatever that is. Because it is your energy. People are drawn to your light, your energy. But you first have to turn your light on. You cannot sit in the darkness and then expect that people will find you, come up to you. And the same goes with your business. You need to turn that light on. You need to show up. You need to be bold. You need to be, you know, confident. When we were born, we were little babies. We were born with the belief that we could do anything. Okay. And I see this I remember who I was when I used to play around, but I see it in my daughter now. She believes she can do anything. She can have anything. Okay. Everything is amazing. But then over time, we grow up, we learn that we're a problem. We need fixing. We don't know enough. We're not good enough. We don't make enough money. We don't have enough degrees. Our skin color isn't the right color. Our body shape isn't the right size. We're too old. We're too young. We don't have enough education, blah, 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 and all that jazz. And all those things, they were just built upon us. It's a collective consciousness. It's the collective beliefs over time. And the more we believe in something, the more other people will believe in that something. And the more that something will become real. Not truth, but real. Because you can be whoever you want to desire to be, right? So if you're someone right now and that can confidently say, you know what? I love myself today. I want to show you that there's a level of self-love that you've barely scratched the surface of. Okay? I used to struggle. If I see that I gained some weight, like 3 kilograms, ooh, that was a disaster. But now I love myself. I just love myself. Doesn't matter. And I'm so grateful for who I am and what I have, because the gratitude comes from within. And I want you to understand why and how it comes from you and from who you are being. So identity, what is identity? So powerful. What is identity? I want you to understand that you are conditioned awareness. Conditioned awareness. So what that means is that you are not this, you're not your body. You are not your mind. You are what is aware of your body and what is aware of your mind. Okay? So what that means is that as awareness, you are source energy. a soul, a spirit, whatever you want to say, right? So let's put it this way. The quote, I am strong. The I am in there, that's awareness. That's who you are. You are the great I am. Without anything after it, without the conditioned awareness, without the programming, without the words to follow. You just are, right? You exist as, just like the ocean exists as the ocean, right? We look at it and we say, oh, that's so beautiful. But it's not beautiful. It just is. Our mind perceives it, says it's so beautiful. But it just exists. It just is. So for us, how we exist truly is not as the physical form, but as the essence of who we are, your identity, which is spirit, which is source, energy, soul, awareness, I am. So when we start to talk about identity, that I'm not talking about your soul, okay? I'm not talking about your soul here. I'm talking about the idea of you that is held in the intellectual mind, that has been programmed over time, the conditioning, the conditioned awareness. So when we take the idea and the concept of who we are in our mind, and we pair it with awareness of who we are, the I am, then we get I am strong, I am weak, I am lazy, I am motivated and driven, I'm healthy, I'm unhealthy, right? So I want you to understand that you are source-centered. You are spirit, you are awareness, you are soul. That is the true essence of who you are. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. So when we start to reconnect back into the human experience then, from a higher spiritual perspective, we're going to look at our identity for what it is as just a pattern in a program in the mind. It's like computer software that's running on your computer right now. Okay, because now we are using Teams, we're on a Teams call, or maybe you're watching on YouTube channel. But if the software that's running right now, so let's put it this way, all of us have this conditioned awareness within the mind, this programming, this software. So when you allow yourself from a higher spiritual perspective to go into the mind and be like, oh, so that is what's programming that's running right now. What is the identity that is going on? What is going on here? What identity do I have? And you can see it for what it really is. Not the truth, just the habit, just programs. So the ideas then that are hanging around in the patterns and the programming. And what I'm talking about are the specific ideas about yourself. Okay. We have a lot of ideas. Now I'm talking about your identity. So you have patterns, you have programs, you have ideas, you have belief systems, values that are stored in the intellectual mind, stored in the computer software about everything, about the world, about your friends, family, about life in general, about the legal system, about politics, etc., etc. But I'm just talking about now the most important ones of those beliefs are the ones that you hold about yourself. So these are the key. Do the other one matters? Of course they do. They certainly do. Because if you're looking at the world and you think it's a horrible place and it's bad and all the bad things happens and life sucks, that's going to be your experience. Right? But oftentimes you think that the world is bad because you have a belief within you that life has been bad to you. But once you get out of the victimhood you realize that the life outside of you is a reflection of the inside of you. And people will now say to me, oh, so you're telling me that I've asked for all the bad things that have happened to me in my life? Well, you probably need to ask for them, but you did manifest them, which means you didn't know. You didn't know any better. So just forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know before you knew it. And now move on into this higher level of awareness. Because now you know it, now you understand it. I am right now is what manifests. Not what I am tomorrow or who I'm going to be in 3 days. It's who you are in this moment right now that manifests. So just ask yourself, who do you think I am right now? What's in there? What's the computer program that I have running right now? Then once we know what the computer programming is that you have running it right now, then we're going to do something with it. We are going to override it with a new one, new programming, new identity. And then you're going to ask, well, how am I going to reprogram a new one? You must be. Because you will not manifest what you're not conscious of being. And what does conscious of being mean? This is so beautiful, beautiful language. Conscious of being. The I am. I will be is a confirmation that I am not. I am is what you're conscious of being. So the moment you're like, wait a minute. I am strong. Wait, I am healthy. Wait, I am powerful. Wait a minute, I am successful. The moment you have those awareness, that's when you shift. So what we're doing is we're going up to the greater I am. And from that I am, from the higher spiritual perspective, we're coming back and observe the intellectual mind to see what I have programmed in my subconscious mind right now today. So self-concept and identity are ideas that you have about you in your mind, how you see yourself. So I want to ask you a question, and I really need an honest answer from you, and you can type it in the chat box. Tell me who you are. Introduce yourself to me. So if you were met on a street, okay, if you introduce yourself to me in person, what would you say? Just give me a couple of words to describe you. Would you be honest and write it in the chat box? Not what I think I want you to hear. I want me to hear. What would you say? A happy mother and a quite successful professional. Is it an honest answer, Gina? Is it something that you would, how you introduce yourself? Hi, I'm Gina, a happy mother and a quite a successful professional.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
The voice starts to,
I hear that. I hear that. I will see Ellen if she writes something before I move on. Quite interesting, this. Because there are so many times in our lives where we will describe who we are based on our roles, right? I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a teacher, I'm a podcast host. I'm an author, right? And then people will describe who we are based on the accomplishments that we have had in our lives. Oh, I'm a best-selling author. I have a top 100 podcast, I'm like the number one salesperson. La, 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 la. So what we're doing is we're describing who we are based on what the society says. Elena says, I'm a smart, intelligent, nice person who wants to help people to learn the English language. And I want to change certain things, not only in my life, but also in the world. Wonderful. Wonderful. So, as I said, what we're doing is that we're describing who we are based on what society says. So when we say when I say that I'm success mentor, that is not an identity or self-concept of me. That's what I do. It's a way in which I serve. It's a passion of mine. It's a way that I spend my days. It's maybe my zone of genius. But I'm not necessarily a teacher. I'm a woman that loves passionately and who is being guided by source energy to deliver this work to the world. But the roles that I take or the responsibilities that I hold or the accomplishment that I have had are not the identity and the self-concept that I want to shift. That is not what I want to shift. I want actually to shift the concepts and the self-identity that will allow me to become something greater than I am. That is what I want us to understand here. Because I am not the house that I'm living in. I'm not the car that I'm driving. I'm not the amount of money that I have in my bank account. Because all of those things just reflect the identity and the self-concept within me. So every time I want to change my programming, I convince myself that I am. I am a millionaire. I am healthy. I am love. It's the same thing with money. Because you go and you work really, really, really hard. You hustle and you grind and you work 15 hours a day. And you're like, that's it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to double my income this month. And so you do double the amount of work that you put in and you hustle really, really hard. You get less sleep, you eat less, and then you double your income. Hallelujah. You did it. I did it. Woohoo. This is amazing. And then next month, you're exhausted and you're tired. And you're like, well, I can't keep up this. It's too much. And you go back to the income that you were at before. Because that's where you're programmed. You haven't changed. So this is why we want to program new beliefs that you don't have to work harder. And you don't have to work more. But if you change the identity and you change the magnet and what you're attracting, you will attract more money. You will attract more sales. You will attract more relationships, friendship, and business opportunities based on who you believe you are, not the actions you take. Going back to what Farhia said, she said it's exactly the same ads that I used before. Nothing changed. But now she get 5-10 leads a day. Before she didn't have for an entire year. So the action is the same. So ask the question, who do I think I am? That's one of the best questions ever asked. Who do I think I am? Ask yourself that. Because who do you think you are today? The woman that you are today. And notice my language, who you think you are, not who you are. You think you are. That's totally different. You feel the difference there? Because if you believe that you are that way and it cannot be changed. It is what it is. And you were born like that. And it's your personality. It's set in stone. Think about it. Is it? According to who? All I'm doing here is just shaking up your model. I'm just loosening the belief that you have in your mind about who you are and what you believe is true for you to create and create the beliefs that serve you. I created a lot of new beliefs that served me. And I got rid of all beliefs that held me back, that kept me exhausted. One day I was reading a book of, what's his name? Neville Goddard, one of my favorites. And in one of his books, he talks about something very powerful. He talks about the emotional concept of self. Okay. And he explains in this chapter, he explains that your concept of self, the idea you hold in your mind about who you are, is not just mental. It has an emotional layer to it. Okay. Meaning the identity or belief you carry about yourself isn't just a thought. It comes with a feeling. And the feeling is what makes the idea real and powerful. So what are the thoughts that you have in your mind? Because you can think of yourself as successful. You can think yourself, well, I am successful. I am strong. I am confident. But if you don't feel that way, going back to Farhia again, she said that, now I feel it. If you don't feel that way, your true self-image hasn't shifted. So you can sit down and have all the affirmations that you want to have, how you want to become. But if you don't feel it, nothing's going to change. So it's not the words or the thoughts alone that shape your reality. It's the feeling behind it. You must believe in it. Because the feeling of you is essentially what's manifesting, right? So when I ask a question, who do I think I am? It also means then, what does it feel like to be you? What does it feel like to be you? What does it feel like to be this woman who runs a successful business? How does it feel? I want to end this session. We're just 5 minutes over time. That's good. I want to end this session by giving you all credit for being dedicated, because the fact that you're here today is day 2, and I know that some people couldn't make it live, and that's okay. That you are dedicated. Okay, you are looking for something more. What that more is, you are the only one who can answer it. I cannot answer it for you. I can just guide you. I can just shake your belief system and see for what it really is. And I just want you to give yourself a tap on the shoulder for being here. And I also want to encourage you to do the homework. Again, I know I said it yesterday, but it's so important that you do so. And if you have any questions, just type it in the chat box, or you can send me a DM, and I promise that I will answer the questions. All right. So thank you so much for being here today. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow, to see you here tomorrow as well, because tomorrow is the last session and we have another interview, but we will talk more about the embodiment. Okay, so now day 1, day 2, it's a lot of information and a lot of things to think about, but how do we take that information and embody it? Okay, how do we become that person? How do we make a change in our life? So I will looking forward to see you all tomorrow, and thank you. Bye-bye.